brings you to air support?
Kind of like the idea of it. No guns, no kicking in doors, just quiet.
Oh, yeah.
For Frank Murphy, policing the air has its ups.
How's some air support?
And downs.
You got a runaway.
Well, I just wanted to say, sir, that was my fault. I talked Murphy into taking us there.
You're supposed to be stupid, son. Don't abuse the privilege.
Roy Scheider is Frank Murphy, a lone wolf.
Freeze! Bozo, how many regulars come in the front door with a key?
Who's about to become a guinea pig.
I thought it was illegal to arm police helicopters.
Well, that would depend on the circumstances, wouldn't it?
Columbia Pictures presents Blue Thunder, a flying arsenal that hears through walls, sees in the dark, and thinks your thoughts.
Wherever you look, the guns follow.
It was designed for war-torn countries.
One civilian dead for every 10 terrorists. That's an acceptable ratio, unless you're one of the civilians.
It was assigned to American cities.
You talking about crowd control from the air?
That's what this special detail is all about.
They told Murphy to test it. They didn't tell him what it was for.
A dozen of these coppers and you could run the whole damn country.
Who was behind it?
Where are we? Federal building.
Really? Hey, you want to find out what's going on in there?
I certainly do.
Hey, you gotta do me a favor. I want you to pick up a package for me.
Why they chose him.
He's totally unsuitable for our purpose.
Don't stop for anything or anybody.
Or why they changed their minds.
Turn the face over for all five. I never saw this guy before in my life. Come on, let's go.
Well, not so fast. That's government property. Give me that.
But when Murphy went looking for answers,
Got all this on tape?
I got every word of it.
If it gets back to me, I'll deny it.
the answer came looking for him. They had the ultimate weapon and the perfect plan, but Murphy stole their thunder.
Hi everyone and welcome once again to Geekfest Rants. Today we are doing a movie commentary, and the specific movie we're hitting today is 1983's Roy Scheider mega bonanza hit, well maybe not, Blue Thunder, which is a bizarre little movie if you think about it, because it's an action film.
Yeah.
It's a cop film. You could almost say it's a slightly science fiction-y film because it deals with technology that at the time, wasn't that
It was
common.
definitely new.
I mean, you could say that it's the equipment they use, it's military-grade equipment.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact is that when you combine it with an urban environment, it becomes a little more than just your typical cop story.
Yeah.
You have obviously the star Roy Scheider, gigantic actor at the time. You know, this is the early '80s. You know, I can't help every time I see him. He brings so much baggage with him into every role because I love this actor.
I do too. He's one of my favorite actors.
He's never boring. You listen to him, and he has so much to give you.
Yes, and he has a great sense of humor. Every character he has a great sense of humor.
Now, the baddie in this film, another genre,
big genre
nut
vet.
job,
Malcolm McDowell.
Malcolm McDowell, obviously Clockwork Orange, Star Trek Generations, you name it,
Tank
he's
Girl.
done it. Oh. But
Time After Time.
Oh, I love that. Oh, that's the next one. We got to do that one
Yeah,
too.
we should do that one.
These are your two big leads in this film. The film led to a TV show.
Yes.
A little different. And it also, you could kind of say that it also led to a rip-off TV show too,
Yes.
which around the same time, Airwolf. But we're going to hit the movie now. And Steve, please take over with your crazy cues.
All right, everybody. We're commenting on the standard DVD. I'm going to hit play on the menu right now. I've just hit play. and wait for your next visual cue, which is going to be rated. The rating.
Wow,
rated
they
R.
don't even tell you why it's R. It's just R. Get the hell out of the movie
That's
theater.
it.
Run for your lives.
All right, and now our next screen is the warning. Don't copy this movie, people. It's a bad thing to
And we would never
ever
encourage.
not encourage.
Do
we would
it.
never
Associate
do it.
with people.
Yeah,
Just give you
it's
instructions.
bad.
Suggest. Even in different languages,
Even in
we wouldn't
Spanish,
do it.
we
No,
wouldn't.
We would
It's
never
not
do such
cool.
a thing.
Carlos, would you like to translate this for us?
Everything. Yes, it says everything we watch and own. We purchased legally without any illicit yada yada yadas.
Okay. Let's please get beyond this because
I
it's
think this is
harshing my mellow.
This is, I think, the fourth language that we're going to read this on, and there's only
Now,
18 more to go.
We have. We're talking about the commentary, which is not our commentary. They are not the opinions of Sony.
They're strictly our opinions.
Here we go. We're in the film. This is the Columbia logo, the old Columbia Pictures logo, and we're hearing some helicopter
Radio chatter,
in the background. And here we're starting the film. This is one of my favorite films of the 80s, and I think it was pretty successful upon its initial release.
Well, it was 1983. Let's keep that in mind.
Yeah. And Roy Scheider at the time was a superstar.
Yeah.
I mean, he had done Jaws 2.
Now, the one thing to keep in mind about this film is that even though it came out in 83, obviously they probably shot it in 82.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of 81 even.
Oh, yeah.
And the film, even though it's a modern film in terms of if you consider the 80s to be modern, it has a slight leftover 70s flavor to it.
Yeah.
The technology, the hairstyles, the clothing.
hairstyles.
You always get leftovers.
Here we have Daniel Stern.
Wow.
Young Daniel Stern.
A lot of hair on him.
Oh, yeah. Who would later probably best be known for the Home Alone films.
Right.
Jaffo.
Jaffo. Something that's explained later why they call him Jaffo.
Now, this is Roy
Casio.
Scheider.
Yeah, baby.
Now, the implication here is that Murphy is a little bit unhinged. He's a Vietnam vet, and he's had some mental issues prior to this. And he has a little bit of a reputation and some baggage that Daniel Stern's character is just beginning to
What's amazing?
understand.
He looks the same. He looks the same as he did in Jaws. It's like he never aged.
He didn't age. Even when he was in The Punisher in 2004, he looked the same.
Some actors really, and I think this especially happens with men, they age very well.
I can't believe he's gone, to be honest with you. Now that is Warren Oates.
Oh, he's been in everything.
Who's been in a lot of the Peck and Paw films. He was in The Wild Bunch. Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia. Great character actor who actually died right after shooting this film. The film is dedicated to him.
That's right.
He was gone before it came out.
Now, who's the director here?
John Badham, who directed Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah.
And big genre, War Games. So he's still, this is his first film after War Games, so he's still kind of on that technology track, high tech.
Right.
Badham, I thought, was a good director, but had a reputation of being something of a hack. Kind of like, well, not quite as, not like Brett Ratner or anything, but he was, he did some successful films, and then he kind of went off the map.
Okay, you have Blue Thunder, the title,
Yeah.
which is a slightly cheesy computer created, keyed over the image. I also like the dynamic between Roy Scheider and Daniel Stern, the older, wiser guy with the young rookie. Right. It's established from the beginning that you're dealing with an odd couple.
Now, it's also interesting to note that all the helicopter scenes, they're up in the sky. If you just see Roy Scheider, then there's another guy, a real pilot,
next to him.
Okay. And I like the fact that there's no blue screen or process shots in this film. So it really lends to the realism.
Now, apparently, from what I understand, they also never specifically say this is Los Angeles.
That's a process shot, by the way. Sorry.
Yeah. You could tell by the way it moves.
Yeah.
it's Los Angeles because we know it was shot there and everything looks like, but it's never referred to it. I think they gave it some kind of generic city or precinct.
That
or
I'm not
something.
sure about because later in the film they make an allusion to the 1984 Olympics, and that's why they develop Blue Thunder as anti-terrorist, counter-terrorist, which I think is interesting for now. You know, it's interesting that they had this. I mean, I don't know if they could make this film now in light of what's happened in the world. You know, it's just interesting that they came up with this idea in the 80s.
The idea is that it's a military grade vehicle,
right?
Basically deployed in an urban scenario,
right? Which is always a very dicey proposition.
That's why you don't have tanks rolling through the streets.
Right. Well, it's illegal. It's illegal for United States troops to occupy our own soil. It's called posse comitatus.
Say that 3 times.
Yes. Now they're going to go on their first.
I have some ointment for you for your posse comitatus.
I could
you
use
have to rub it a few times.
I could use some after sitting here for all these hours.
Oh boy.
Can you translate to that, Carlos, please?
He says, "Don't touch my pimp hat." Yep, the cars are early 80s, late 70s. Let's see if the cars say anything with Los Angeles on it. Metropolitan Police. There you go. See? They don't specifically give you Los Angeles.
But let's see if they talk about it later.
What?
Yeah, what I love about Scheider is he's got this dry sense of humor no matter what character he's playing.
And it's funny because you could, he doesn't have too much range if you think about it.
No,
but
he's always likable.
Right. He's a calm, reasonable.
Once in a while he'll lose his cool, but yeah, he never really went. The farthest I ever saw Roy Scheider go outside his range was Naked Lunch, which was a bizarre film.
It's like Lynch territory almost.
Yeah. But he was good at playing cops.
Yeah.
He played cops in this film, in The French Connection.
Right.
In Jaws.
In Jaws!
I was in Jaws. I mean, as bad as Jaws 2 is, he makes it watchable, I think.
It's funny because that's one of the things that I keep hearing about a lot of the movies these days is that the 70s and in the early 80s, black people were still allowed to be bad guys because this wave of political correctness that has happened, that swept through town, all of a sudden now you're starting to see that come back.
Yes.
And it's like, oh, that's okay. Nobody's afraid of showing. Anybody could be anybody could be a bad guy. Could be a black guy. Could be a Spanish guy. It doesn't matter.
Right.
But you still see this, which again gives you that leftover 70s feel
vibe.
To it.
Yeah.
It's got a 70s taste.
Yes. There's a 70s grittiness to it. Yeah, that could look worse. It doesn't look terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got them on a 2-shot, and it's at night.
It helps that it's at night.
Yeah, it's forgivable.
But that also happens to be, I think, their shift. They're the night shift.
They're the night shift
crew.
Yes. That's right. But when he's in Blue Thunder, well, no, actually, he is in Blue Thunder with
because they're on special assignment and they have the night view and all that other crap.
Right. I believe, even though this is an R-rated film, I saw this in the theater as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, this is definitely for me one of my
cable.
first rentals, probably.
I could never for the life of me understand what happened to Roy Scheider's career. Like after about the mid 80s, he just fell off the map. He was doing films that like Cohen and Tate and 52 Pickup, which I actually like 52 Pickup, but that really were not quite straight to video.
This guy is in every freaking TV show.
Bad guy.
He's generic bad guy. With bad complexion.
Pit-faced bad guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, Scheider his career just went south. And he was a leading man. He was from, I would say, the early 70s to the mid 80s, he was getting great roles. And then, in the 90s, forget it. He just went off the map.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously he got sick at one point and
Yeah.
passed away, but there was a big stretch of time where you just never saw him.
Right. He even did some television. He was on a couple of Law and Orders. Sequest. Oh my God. Which I think he only did Sequest because Spielberg executive produced it and probably begged him to do
Never
it.
co-star with a dolphin.
No.
That's my advice.
I remember this scene very vividly.
Oh, I remember this scene because, again, VHS. That's all I have
Cable.
to say.
But you know what's interesting?
I remember a very flexible girl.
I did see this in the theater and I did see this on cable. But when I finally got a VCR, I taped the network television version of
Oh,
this.
forget
And
it.
the woman was dressed. She had like a
so-
a yoga outfit
so it was an
on.
alternate
It was
take?
an alternate take. She had like a yoga suit on or something, a leotard. So there was an alternate
very
take.
interesting.
Yeah,
I wonder if it's
remember
on
that.
on the special features.
Oh, I don't know. Who cares? Who wants that when you have this?
Yeah. Well, you know, it's far away. You can barely see anything, but it's better than nothing.
Actually, they get closer in, if I remember correctly.
Well, because they have camera equipment, I
Wow,
think.
look at that. Nimble little minx, isn't she?
Yikes. You know what George Carlin said? If he could do that, he'd never leave the house.
You never leave the house. Ah, the good old days.
Yes,
Look at that.
that's a close-up.
Yeah, look at that.
And I'll tell you what, there's more than one reason why that's the good old days. Because the new days are a little different.
Yeah.
They're a little more
A
trim.
lot cleaner.
Cleaner. Yeah, a little more, yeah, you could say that.
Look at that.
Now, have you ever seen her at any convention? Rants?
No.
Do you think she's signing anywhere?
No, but later on, we're going to be introduced to somebody, one of the co-stars of this film, who I did meet at a convention, who I did get an autograph from.
All right, well, we'll have to wait.
Talk, when we meet her, we'll talk about it.
Okay, so the bad guy, thug guy, is up to something.
Yeah, he's gonna.
We still don't know what the big picture is because we're still very early in the unveiling of what the mystery is. There's always a mystery in everything. And brick. Boink. See, now that's like weak little games. Oh, there you go.
Now you know what's also interesting about this film. That woman is the police commissioner. So you're talking about early '80s. You have a woman.
I'm sorry, I can't concentrate on
sorry.
you right now because
sorry.
we seem to.
Fun's over.
Show's over.
The woman being attacked is the police commissioner, which it's just odd for that time to be portraying a woman police commissioner.
Yeah, I guess you could say it's a somewhat progressive.
Progressive. It's an African American
It's California after all,
but
which
but
is
you have
usually a more progressive
yeah.
city. Los Angeles. Again, it's not technically Los Angeles. That guy's definitely got 70s haircut. The blood looks orange. Back when the blood used to have different shades.
Yes. Before the blood was CGI.
Yeah.
Now the blood's always CGI, which I don't think looks real, by the way.
It works for some things and not for others.
Yeah. And now you see Frank is having some Nam flashbacks. He's hasn't quite gotten over things.
It's like, meanwhile, in
Back
Missing
in
in
Full
Action
Metal
2,
Jacket.
no Buku GI. Ah! Oh, he's got like a Captain America jacket going on over there. You might want to
Lay
pull
off
on
the
that a little
stick.
bit. I was thinking of flying with Macho Grande.
Macho Clan. That's when I developed my drinking problem. Now, Daniel Stern, I think the big film that got him started was Breaking Away, the bicycle film.
Yeah.
Now we have a good ass chewing out by Warren Oates, one of my favorite scenes.
Of the famous Hall & Oates group.
He was a great character actor. Has that kind of southern twang in his voice.
The therapist? No, the rapist.
A makeout.
I think these are all California places.
Yep.
You're a loose cannon, Murphy. I picked the wrong day to snuff glue. I was about to retire.
He's kind of the typical police captain, gruff and
yeah, we've seen
grouchy,
him a number of times.
But he has his own spin on it. Yeah.
Ooh. Whoa.
That's right.
Put him in his place.
Peeking in their windows.
Dope.
So we're really establishing that Murphy is a loose cannon. He causes problems. He's a likable guy, but he's kind of on the edge, and he could be on the verge of losing his career.
You could always go back to Amityville.
Amity Harbor.
Close enough.
Yeah, and he's already had some sort of a real mental breakdown. He kind of reminds me of you when you were TV club president.
What?
Warren Oates,
Probably a stash. Listen, I don't know anybody named Quaker Oats. Don't have diabetes. Oh, yeah.
You got a nice flash car there.
Bandit number 1. Steady there, Bandit. Casio.
What was that Casio?
Where's the calculator part?
You had the I bet you had the calculator.
Of course.
You nerd.
Of course. I remember the calculator watch. You could program phone numbers into it.
Ooh.
Which meant you can program numbers.
Ooh.
Codes. Key answers. Answer keys.
Nice.
So as long as they didn't switch around the questions, you had your codes. The good old days. Easy there, Bandit.
Yeah. Just drove past the local Denny's. I don't think there's any mistaking that this is L.A.
Yeah. No, like I said, what I've heard is that it's L.A., but they'll never verbally call it L.A.
All right,
They give it a generic something else. I don't know why. I mean, just to not piss off the
San
cops.
Angeles? I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
I know it did come at a time when, the people didn't like the cops and nice answering machine.
there's another one of those answering machines again.
Gotta love the 80s. I miss the 80s.
Oh, well, that's not going to be good. Oh, maybe it is.
It was back in the day when you could avoid somebody if you really wanted to.
Well, I still do.
Even with a cell phone.
I don't miss those answering machines.
No.
Those damn tapes used to break and wobble and wear out.
The only reason I ever got an answering machine when I was living at my parents' house was because I was going on job interviews and I didn't want to miss phone calls.
So why did you have guns then?
I didn't have a gun.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were just copying whatever he's doing.
No.
He's pulling out a gun.
And here we have our love interest.
And the kid.
Not their kid, her kid.
Almost ready to be shot.
Burglar? Come on.
Burglars?
Burglar?
I'm going to the Burglar King.
That's Candy Clark, who I met at a convention. She was in American Graffiti. That was her big film. She's been in a lot of films in the 70s, but now she's pretty much doing the convention circuit.
Wow.
Very lovely woman.
She like in her 60s now?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Early 60s.
Well, we were, what? I was
13 when this came out? Yeah.
Sheesh. Bear bulb. Bear bulb.
Yeah. Living the bachelor life.
Ooh, calendar. Let's see what month it is. Go up.
I'm sure
up.
he doesn't keep current with the calendar.
Can't see. Oh, it's a lovely jacket.
Is that a doily? Is that from Tony's house?
Wait, is it a tablecloth or
I
a
think it's
jacket?
Tablecloth.
Is that a gremlin?
Is that what?
A gremlin? Weird car?
Yeah, it looks like it.
It's like he's got that same interaction with children that he did
Yeah.
on Jaws, you know?
Yeah, he's like lovably grouchy. He's not a dick.
Yeah.
How? How would you like to help
Now,
me?
isn't he a little old for her?
I would say at this point he's probably 10 years older than her.
He just looks older, I guess.
Yeah. When he did this film, he was probably...
She looks like she's in her 30s.
He's in his late 40s in this film, for
Really?
Scheider.
Wow.
So maybe...
Dude, we're in our 40s.
Stop.
That's
Don't
crazy.
remind me. Trying to forget that.
Oh.
I think at the most, maybe he's like 15 years older than her, but there's probably less of a gap. And she's, Candy Clark is good at playing like the ditzy chick.
But she's got a pretty, later on in this film, a pretty action
Oh, yeah.
role.
Yeah. Now, where do you know that newscaster from?
Can't really see him too well.
Well, then the voice doesn't... RoboCop.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's from RoboCop.
Wow, that equipment reminds me of St. John's.
Yeah, seriously. Grass Valley Switcher, like they had in Star
Yeah,
Wars?
not as modern as believe it or not, as the St. John's one. I think
Uh-huh.
we had a more modern one, but still, that's pretty, I mean, this is 83, and I went to St. John's in 88.
Yeah. This dude.
Oh,
is
yeah.
like the commercial dude.
This guy's been in everything.
He used to do, I think, the car commercials.
He looks a little like Dick Cavett.
He does. Murphy is not satisfied with the explanations that he's getting. That's another thing that sets him apart from her. He's kind of got the conspiracy theories, and people think he's going off the reservation.
But we don't really get any reason why right now he's a little curious.
No.
I mean,
well, he's been suspended.
He's got nothing to do, yeah, but...
Yeah. Well, he didn't like what he saw, and he didn't like the official explanation for
It just
what.
didn't smell right.
Didn't smell right. By the way, that was his beeper that went off. I never had a beeper. Did you have a beeper?
I actually did.
Again, accessibility. You don't want too much accessibility.
It
was for work?
No, it was personal, but it was probably
before the kids were born?
early 90s. Yeah. Yeah.
I had a friend who had a beeper, and we just used to mess with him. We'd, we'd write, because you could write letters with the numbers. And
right,
we'd write,
you
like,
develop
dick
your own codes.
Or, ass or something.
We used to, at work, we had this guy that whenever he went to the bathroom, we would page him on his beeper every single time he went to the bathroom. Phones? What are phones?
What are payphones?
What do you do with those? Do you get money for them? Where's the lever to pull to get the money?
Oh.
This guy's been in a lot of movies, I think.
Yeah, I can't place either of them, though.
The mustache. Well, actually, both of them look familiar. So they're really letting, they want their opinion on the matter just for like safety reasons. Not safety, but just to say they did.
But I think there's a deeper reason why Murphy is chosen.
Right.
Yeah.
But the cover story or whatever the story they're giving him is just like, they're already kind of telling him they don't give a shit about what he thinks.
Exactly. Two tours.
There you go.
Well, I think what also inspired this particular story was the Munich massacre in 1972, the Olympics there.
Right, he's mentioning it.
Yeah,
there you go.
There you go.
A little more than ground control.
Yeah. I love the design of the helicopter.
It's kind of stealthy.
Yeah, and it also, if you see it in silhouette, it looks like a Hornet.
See, United States government weapons
Pink
evaluators.
girl.
It's like they don't want to mention the city. They just, I guess you don't want the vibe.
I think it's cool. I think they should do it. Yeah, this is a nice intro.
Yeah, that's a cool shot. It's almost well, I don't want to say like a shark, but it's got the
You're seeing the whole Jaws illusion, aren't
yeah,
you?
it's just like a big, massive.
It definitely has a character to it.
It's a montage. Let's all do the montage. Well, look. It's Jaws. They want to show you a little tiny piece at a
Little
time.
bits. The sun came out pretty fast. Because she ain't normal.
I mean, nowadays you look at it and you go, yeah, so.
This was super high tech. Now, did you watch
Gatling gun.
Did you watch the television series? I did not. As much as I
barely.
like this film, I couldn't deal with.
Yeah, even Airwolf I barely bothered
No,
with.
me neither. No, I didn't watch that either. The what killed me with the TV series was how they had Blue Thunder and then they had the truck Rolling Thunder and they had Dick Butkus and Bubba Smith. That just killed it for me. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
All you have to say is Dick Butkus,
Yeah.
and that kind of ends the deal
Bubba
for me.
Smith.
Bubba Smith.
Yeah, I was like, no.
Who recently died.
Yes.
So this is a situation where everybody just stop freezes and doesn't move.
Oh, yeah. There's not going to be any collateral damage. Are you kidding?
This is like A-team violence.
Oh, yeah.
Dan, the angles,
Dun,
you know.
dun, dun. Yep.
Ooh,
Oh, there's our man.
creepy bad guy.
Creepy bad guy. Now, this came out at a time when it was unthinkable that we would be attacked on our own soil.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
but
I mean, there was terrorism in the world, but it had not hit us yet.
still, I can't understand the. Well, I'm sure it's still there in some shape or form. The outrage of having armed police
Right.
vehicles.
Right.
Again, I don't see tanks rolling down the street,
Right.
but you know, this is still the post-Vietnam
Yeah.
age. This is before Platoon, so I guess you're getting a little bit of the, you know,
Cynical.
the pacifists kind of like, we don't need these kind of things,
Right. No. I don't see how you can selectively only kill the bad guys in a situation like that.
Well, maybe not.
I don't think so. Yeah. Killing little kindergartners. That's Malcolm McDowell.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
haven't mentioned yet. That's good old Malcolm. I'd say one of the best.
And this is also probably pre-Waco.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Waco is early 90s. Malcolm plays a great villain. Now, here's where I think it gets a little coincidental. Malcolm McDowell's character, Cochran, just happens to be Murphy's old colonel from Vietnam. And the guy's British. Come on.
Yeah.
You know, but I think that's stretching things a little for the film. Look how young he is. There's obviously no love lost between these guys.
It's the stare down.
Yep.
What purpose is that?
Mm-hmm. I love the antagonism between them.
Mm-hmm.
12 sharp. He puts a fine point on it.
Oh, this guy's in everything.
Oh,
also.
yeah. He's still around.
He usually plays a guy named Frank. He looks like a Frank. I can make a hat. I can make a brooch.
I can make a big pretty. It's a big pretty plane. Jaffo. I don't know if that's physically possible. See this little bastard? Gonna
Yeah.
make Frank look bad.
Hello, my leader. My leader.
He keeps doing that. I love that 80s like synth score.
What? Yeah, I was gonna say,
I don't
what
know
the
who
hell?
the composer is, but it's,
I could never picture listening to this music
No.
as background music
no,
for
no,
something.
No, this is kind of like Tronish.
It's a little better than Tron, but it's in that
vein.
Well, this is real. I mean, this
Yeah.
looks real,
Oh,
like
yeah.
real stuff. Like you said, the real pilot's next
Is
to him.
next to him, yeah.
Wonder if you could see him.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see the two-shot, if you can tell, now that it's daytime.
Well, they don't really need a two-shot. All they need to do is just put the pilot on the other seat.
Yeah,
and
now
let
here,
him-
I'm not sure what they're doing or how they're doing it.
Well, they could be in the back.
Yeah, I guess
They
so.
could be in the back seat.
Yeah, following his leader.
There, he's a guy by himself there.
Yep.
But when you see his shot, he looks like he's sitting flush left, like on the passenger side.
Yes.
Now, what's the point of having him
This.
follow him?
Yeah,
If he's there to test the other thing, who gives a crap about the...
I was thinking that myself. I mean, obviously, it's a convention of the story to make Frank look bad, but why does he have to follow Blue Thunder?
Is it just to see how it flies?
Yeah, I
maybe?
guess, but I mean, who needs a couple of other pilots to watch him do it?
Why should he follow Dalita?
Yeah, exactly. He's just flying around in a regular helicopter.
Boing!
You got to imagine too. I mean, a helicopter is very confined. So to have somebody there, you're talking about a pilot and a cameraman, in addition to the actor. Right?
Not necessarily. The camera could
Is
be
it
mounted,
mounted?
and
It's
it's just
mounted?
a
Okay,
one shot.
all right.
I don't see any shots of the camera going back and forth.
Right. Okay. So it's mounted. I should have realized that.
How dare you? Can you leave now,
I'm
please?
sorry. I'm not.
Can we stop this movie?
I'm a writer.
Everyone can go home now. We're done.
I'm sorry. And now we're gonna crash.
Yeah, there's a nice soft school bus there to crash on. 23 cents a gallon gas?
Awesome.
Is that right? Is that possible? No, that can't be right.
No, I think it's $1.23.
Okay,
Yeah.
$1.23.
Nice.
That could hurt. Ooh!
Where they love cops.
Are they going to beat them? Is that what the whole thing was? What? Yeah, they look angry.
Yeah, it's like, don't they?
This
Wouldn't
is
they
like
wanna
this
help
is-
them?
This is like Black Hawk Down.
Yeah, seriously.
This is not the reception we were hoping for.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Look at that with his car.
Catch you later.
Another one with the. I'm gonna start doing that every time I see it.
But you need to come up with your own catchphrase. Smell you later. Oh, there goes Smokey.
Oh.
Yang, 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 yang.
Insufferable little prick, isn't he?
Oh, the front of those cars, they scream out 70s.
that screams out blue screen or green screen or whatever the hell it is.
Rear projection, I think.
Ugh.
And then, different, change the camera angle, blah, blah, blah.
We've established, too, she's not a great driver.
I'm an excellent driver. Yep, she's an excellent driver.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, I would get out of the car and run for my life. So now that we've established that she's clinically insane,
Thor.
the mighty hammer.
There we go. Some local gang members. Crips and the Bloods, maybe.
Whole lot of flannel going on.
There it is. Los Angeles.
You're right.
Your theory has been disproven.
Maybe it's
you
just
can leave
maybe
now.
it's just the police department. They didn't want to name them by their by their formal name. Because it's LAPD, right? LAPD?
Yeah. They were calling it the Metropolitan Police. I mean, this is before Rodney King. This is before they got the reputation that they have or had.
But they're still referencing to riots.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
She's a bit of a whack. She's not very secure in her relationship either.
Smokey Mobile's still there. Wasn't there, again, a scene in Jaws where he falls asleep with his kid?
Yeah.
But he's
no.
more than sleeping.
No. There's a scene in Jaws where he's like messing with his kid at the breakfast table. They're playing like a little game.
Meanwhile, back in Macho Grande. Chuck Norris, why are you here? Sylvester Stallone, why are you here?
This is stock footage from Missing in Action.
Meanwhile, back in Love Boat.
Okay, now here's another thing I don't understand.
Why would they let him in a helicopter?
Why are they letting him, after what happened, and it's supposedly his bad flying, they're going to let him ride Blue Thunder?
Unless it's just unsaid that they recovered the plane and realized there's a screw missing.
Maybe.
You could picture somebody around the time saying, well, this is all based on real technology.
Yes. That's cool.
All right, load the ammunition. No, no, no.
Now, are these like magic tapes are here? 3/4 inch video? Is that really, or is this?
Why would it be using 3/4 inch tapes? I don't know. They're very big. I'll tell you why it might be convenient, because in the story, you could take a 3/4 inch tape and drop it off at a news station, and all they got to do is pop it in the
Which
machine.
is what they do
at this time of these years.
Yes.
You could give them a beta tape, for example, or something,
Yeah.
but it's so convenient to just say, "Here, play it."
That's right. After you crack up.
Somebody should tell him he's indoors wearing sunglasses.
Yeah, well, it makes him look cool.
Yes. That's all that really matters.
See that, and that's another thing. I mean, as much as I like this movie, it's like a massive plot hole. Why do you? All right, you're trying to get rid of him, and then he's allowed to fly the damn thing, and then things progress from there.
Why would you let him so close to something you're trying to keep him away from? But again, who gives a crap? He's irrelevant to the plot of the bad guy.
Yeah.
The bad plot.
There's that synth music again. Is that
Now
monochrome
that
display?
could be real computer monitor. That looked kind of realish to me.
Yeah, for the time, sure.
Cops are smoking in there.
Yeah.
Everybody's smoking. Again, at this point, you're like, what's the point?
Right.
Of letting him do, like, how does that play into their hands?
Right. Well, what are they?
Or are they just hoping he doesn't do anything stupid because they're supposed to give them this free ride once to leave them alone?
But of all the helicopter pilots, it's him.
That's a 70s joke. Anything that ends with the Ayatollah is 70s references.
Turbine boost. They always used to use that in the TV show. The turbine boost.
Come on, Kit. Boop, 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 boop. I think they should go visit the contortionist again.
Yeah. Well, they're gonna do some fun stuff.
Now he's sitting sideways, right?
Yeah, it's a big cockpit.
Whisper mode.
Yeah.
So my question is, if you have whisper mode, why don't you just leave it always in whisper mode?
Yeah, exactly.
Who wants to hear the loud sound of a
Right.
helicopter?
That's a huge cockpit. The TV show and Airwolf, they must have constantly been using the same shots over and over again.
More rear projection.
Yeah.
The shakiness is what gives it away.
Yeah.
See, that's real stuff. It's
Good
old.
old monochrome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at that. Yeah, let the good times roll.
See, that would be very difficult, I think, for a moving vehicle to be able to aim a microphone, like a shotgun microphone, on something that's steady or even moving and get a signal. You would have to be so still. And these guys aren't still.
Right.
So they only disabled their own voices.
Say that again?
They only disabled their own voices. They didn't disable
Yes.
the stuff they're shooting.
Right. What is that? The internet?
It's a World Wide Web. And that your regular cop car does that.
Yeah, now. But I think in Terminator 2, when he was the T-1000, there was the computer in the car.
Yeah,
remember?
yeah. But that's 91.
T2, 91.
Nuan, yeah, you're right. So the fact that his files erased, meaning what? They're planning on killing him?
I think so. But at least up until this point, he hasn't done anything.
Right? Why? What's the point?
Yeah.
It's just because he hates
I think
him?
he hates his guts.
So he wants to kill him. I mean, obviously he disabled his chopper.
Yeah, he wouldn't mind if he died. There's obviously animosity between them. That display is... I wonder if that's real.
No way. That's animation. That's weird. He said check 9 o'clock. He looked down. So it's more like check 7 o'clock. Can I write a letter to somebody
Yes.
to make some corrections on the next DVD release? We'd like Lucas to re-record some
Oh, Jesus.
some corrections.
Mhm. Now this technology back then, I don't know if you could
Well,
do that.
this is the equivalent of hacking, I guess.
Yeah.
Which they're coming off of war games, so
Yeah, I
they
guess
have
it could.
they have that hacking in the brain thing going.
Right. I love how they give them the information, then they ask for the clearance.
Now, again, what they're showing you is nothing new. He
Right.
knows they're testing this
Yes.
this chopper
Yeah.
for those kind of situations.
But are they the idea I think is not the Olympics and all that crap and
Just
terrorism.
everyday stuff.
Remember they said that they were stirring up trouble in the ghettos, that they wanted to use it.
So it's a
Yeah,
crowd control.
Crowd control.
Now, you got to also remember what year this is. This is 83. Reagan's in office. Is Iran-Contra? No. Iran-Contra
That was a
hasn't
few
happened
years
yet.
away. Right now you're dealing with
The
Beirut.
economy is still crappy because
yeah.
it's the leftover 70s.
Right. But you're definitely dealing with government paranoia, even from the 70s and
Yeah.
Watergate and all that stuff.
Now come over here and brush my hair.
Thermograph. Yeah, this is some bad blue screen.
Well, this is technology that nowadays it's true.
Yeah.
I don't know if they mount it on helicopters, but I've
Mhm.
seen, at least on TV.
Yeah, so they were stirring shit up in the bad sections
on purpose.
to use the helicopter. There you go.
Go. Yeah, that's funny. That's a good shot.
I love that.
Uh-oh.
That's awesome.
He should have done, the spit take right into the glass window.
Now the shit is gonna hit the fan. Yeah, there you go.
Now, why wouldn't he just say, "Shut the fuck up"? Listen, what you? Oh, because this guy's
This
sitting
guy's
there. Okay, that makes sense now. Plus, if he tells him something, he gets in danger too.
Exactly. And those lights are just flashing and
Flashing and
blinking
beeping
blinking,
and blinking
flashing
and
and
flashing.
flashing. They really, what I also like about this film, this section of the film is they really ramp up the suspense.
Yeah.
And it's paced very well. I mean, from here on in, it's almost nonstop action.
It becomes like a chase film.
Yeah.
It feels like a 70s French Connection.
Exactly,
type of thing.
but the helicopter angle makes it unique. We saw films that had really great chases in them, but this is the only film where you've ever done it with a helicopter. And the sequences towards the end of the film are fantastic. The stunt flying. And I mean, they are right in like the canyons of LA.
He already looked like he had a black eye.
Did he?
Did I miss something?
I don't know. I didn't see that.
His left eye looked a little purple.
Huh?
Ouch.
Ouch. Here you go.
Ow.
He's finished.
Whoa. He's no longer the comedy sidekick.
No.
He's just cannon fodder at this point.
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah, this is what does him in. This is definitely, government is evil. You have a right to be paranoid. That's really the message this film is sending.
Well, even though I don't know. Are they saying that these guys are government, or are they like private contractor types?
I think
they have access to.
He calls them feds. It sounds like maybe they're CIA. They're already concocting the cover story. They're already pinning this Lyman Goods murder on Murphy. And they've already set him up as being a mental case. So,
now they're going to pin him, this murder on him, too.
And then just do away with him unless, if they can't kill him.
There's those weird devices again.
All right, was probably a dime to use.
Maybe it's the parking meter. To park your car, you put money in it.
Now, look at that. He puts his beeper up to the receiver, and he can get his answering machine. That's kind of cool. I didn't know you could do that.
I could have swore I used to have not a beeper, but a little tone generator that you could retrieve your messages with.
Really?
Through the phone receiver.
That's really cool.
It wasn't your beeper. It was like a little remote device.
He just abandons his car.
And as a matter of fact, I remember you could even fake the sound. Like if you could whistle a certain way, you could generate that tone to activate the receiver.
Now this is Act 3 right here. Now he's going to steal Blue Thunder and the shit is going to hit the fan.
It's A-team time.
I also love how Murphy is just able to walk in and steal it.
That's a small.
That's a fuse, right?
That's what he said it was, but I mean, that's so small. Oh, he left him a message.
Yeah. But is the message, it's in the helicopter? It's not, he's not listening some remote thing.
No. You think that's a subliminal clue? The speaker is the peace symbol.
Oh yeah, look at that. They're all...
There's Jaffa.
And I can't remember what they called it in the TV series. It was
Just
Jaffa.
another
friggin' funky. Oh no, I hope not. It might have been freaking. I can't see them saying friggin'. There we go. Here's another thing I don't understand.
His earlobes? I'm sorry.
He's in this like garage thing.
Oh, how does it come out?
How does he come out? How
yeah, you
don't
can't do that.
How the hell can you get?
They would have to roll it in.
Roll it out, yeah. Unless like I know it has these turbine things, but look, yeah, I don't understand that. This is great.
Wait, didn't they say that it's bulletproof? So why are you going to go shoot at it? I can see your socks.
Did you just give him the finger?
That's a telephone.
Phone. I love it.
Operator? What's an operator? What do they do? Isn't that the L.A.
That's the L.A. police
from
Dragnet?
Astro Division.
Astro Droid?
Like George Jetsen's son?
That's
Astro?
his dog.
Whatever. Oh, it's you again.
Crazy driver chick.
I need to put you in danger. Grab your kid, put him in a car without a seatbelt, and drive like a maniac.
I don't think she brings the kid.
Roger Wilco.
This is great. The Air Force.
What the hell are they doing? Everybody look busy. Ooh, what was that? Layer change?
Ooh, I don't know. Got me a little nervous.
I'm here to go to Wally World.
Drive-in. What's a drive-in?
What do? You drive in it. Oh, okay. That makes
Look at
sense. Wow.
I guess you didn't have any drive-ins in Queens.
No, I've been to a drive-in, I think, once.
The one on Long Island?
Out in Long Island, I think it was.
That one was... I went to that many times when I was a kid.
Hello, police.
Dumpster diving.
Ugh.
Yuck.
What is the movie? Soul Under. Something Under. Ugh. You're not helping. You're making wind. It's cool because it's not super, like, this thing doesn't shoot lasers at you.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, it's not...
It's believable enough.
Yeah,
to
it's
be
not total science
for the
fiction.
time.
Yeah.
Right. But it's slightly
Yeah.
Futuristic.
Right.
But not enough
Not-
to be
not crazy,
completely
yeah.
insane.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we gotta hurry up.
Get the hell, yeah.
Time to run. With your 3/4-inch tape. Before it disintegrates.
Well, now, is that complete science fiction that they could remotely erase a tape in a case?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I guess you could devise some kind of case that has a remote device that will create enough of a magnetic field to erase it, but that's a little sci-fi. It would have to be big, I mean, and heavy, and to have enough power to do that. I mean, you need a lot of power. That's where you step over the sci-fi part a little bit. But, you know,
it's okay.
any James Bond movie will get away with it.
Oh, sure. I don't think, like you said, nothing is completely ridiculous. Now his friend has to go up and try and...
I thought his friend was a mechanic.
No, he's a
pilot?
He's a pilot.
Send all the mechanics up in the air. What?
Well, now they're portraying to the cops and to everybody on the ground that there's a maniac.
Right, now you're dealing now we're watching the Gauntlet.
Yeah. Exactly. Again, don't think this is bulletproof. What makes them think that they're going to be able to do anything?
It's bulletproof. I think the chassis is bullet, but not the glass, because something will happen later.
He does get shot through the glass.
So,
yeah. Or maybe the machine guns can't, but the guns that the military copters have could go, knock it.
Oh, I forgot that it moved all the way to the side.
I love that. I wonder, too, if they had multiple cameras mounted on these copters to get certain angles.
Oh.
I'm
sure they did a ton of...
to get coverage.
Yeah, photography for this. I mean, look at that. You got it behind the head shot. Obviously, this is a steady shot.
Yeah.
And then you have helicopters shooting other helicopter shots. You got all...
I think this is the same...
yes. Terminator 2.
Terminator, Escape from
Every
New York,
other, everybody
Grease,
uses that.
Every movie.
These aqueducts.
Yes.
Aqueducts.
Which they always make for great set pieces.
Even Chinatown, doesn't it?
Yes,
Chinatown use it?
Yeah.
They're supposed to, divert water, I guess, from the city or something like that.
Right.
Meanwhile, at the A-Team, dude, don't watch TV now.
I was going to say, it looked like T.J. Hooker. That music. For
the next half hour, we're just going to sing during this commentary because it's so cool.
But look at where the copters are flying. This is great.
They're getting very close to each other.
Yeah.
And the best part about this, no CGI, no models. This is all real shit.
This is all real.
Obviously, when you blow something up or crashes, you might do something, but
kill somebody.
But this is all real stunt work you're doing,
and it looks great.
Whoa! See, this could
there's a
combination.
Yeah,
it's a combination of shots. It's kind of like, all right, we sent out the TIE fighters. Now let's send out Vader's ship.
Vader's coming.
Vader's coming with his modified twin engine iron
whatever thingy
fighter. Time to peel out in the old 70s car. That looks like a Maverick. We used to have a Maverick.
Oh God.
It had that front to it, that bug-eyed look. What?
What's the problem?
This is the Jaws shot.
I love this shot. You really gonna ask her for that?
No, they would have pulled her out by her hair.
Exactly. He's got a gun on her. That is excellent. Jesus.
Look out for the bus. Out. That's all right. She likes driving the wrong side of the street. She's an expert.
There's another cop.
Here comes Poncherello. Dun, 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 dun.
They shot this over every inch of L.A.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this guy's in everything.
Oh, yeah. He's actually dead now, but he's always a mayor or the judge or something.
We have some Predator drones. Oh, wait, wrong year. It's not the tumor. Yeah, look at everybody looking.
It's great though because that's you don't. It doesn't matter if you have bystanders watching because that feeds into what
looks like
the plot of the story.
Watching a cop chase. Yeah. No, not there.
There was actually a deleted scene there, which it's on the DVD, where she actually goes up on two wheels and it looks ridiculous.
Oh,
and
like one of those sideways Dukes of Hazzard
type
of things.
It's good that they cut it.
Yeah, that would have been a little too unreal. Yeah, leave it like a nice dirty car chase.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, don't push it.
She should have just driven into the
lobby.
Into the lobby. This is 3/4 inch tape. You're supposed to play it on.
Here we go with the F6.
Oh, here we go.
Now this looks animated.
You cannot rent an F6. Yeah, that's a model most likely. What are these people freaking out about?
Yeah, why?
Give it to the guy in the Pee Wee Herman outfit.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. There's the Dick Cavett lookalike.
Jeez.
Pee Wee Herman's going nuts. Yeah, that's
Couple
look.
models.
You could see through the through the
Yes.
wings. That's a bad mat.
Yeah.
This is like Firefox technology you're looking at,
Firefox.
which should be our next movie we do.
You know what? Firefox is tough to get through because it's like 2 hours of boredom and 20 minutes of coolness.
yeah.
Yeah.
With another pilot that has flashback problems.
Yeah. Firefox is just could have been great.
But yeah, when you do get to see the plane flying and doing all the good,
That was
cool
cool,
stuff,
yeah.
that's enough. But you're right, it's the last 20 minutes. I'm surprised they haven't remade this yet.
Yeah. No, you're right. Because this was a big hit.
Actually, didn't they make No, it was like a war thing with people.
Iron Eagle?
No, but with what's her face?
Are you talking about helicopters?
Jessica Biel. She was like a fighter pilot, and
Oh.
and Jamie Foxx wasn't there, like a stealth fighter.
But that was army stuff. It wasn't
Yeah.
there's never been another like helicopter.
No, they've stayed away from helicopters, I think. Oh boy. I always sing to my chicken. Thank you, good night.
I love how he outsmarts them.
How would they know
How would they know what?
that there's a freaking missile coming at
Well,
them?
no, they hear the
helicopter.
helicopter.
Missile. Whoa. That thing collapsed like it was made out of wood. Oh.
There comes all the chicken.
It's raining chickens. Future site of a Boston market. Wow, that's a lot of chicken they throw in.
Great.
We had a chicken massacre. The mayor's sweating. Everybody get ready.
Frank is cool. He uses his wits.
That's a big
It sounded very
composite shot.
viperish.
Well, that's the thing with the helicopter. He can just play hide and seek, and,
Right.
and wait it out because obviously the planes can't make the kind of moves he can make.
Right.
But you can't outrun him, obviously. Why would they clear that area? Because he happens to be hovering around.
Yeah, well, they think he's crazy, you know.
Does Cookie? Yeah, I remember
Cookie.
that. Cookie. Oh yeah, we're shooting that Cookie.
They're such dummies.
Shoots away, Cookie. You missed Cookie. Ooh, that's like Superman flying.
Yeah. Look at
It's
that.
almost green.
That's
it's so.
not, but that's not terrible. That's a
Wow.
model, right? That's
Yeah,
gotta
that's
be.
so. Yes.
Yeah, it's a serious model.
That's a good model. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
good model because again. Meanwhile, back in Earthquake.
Earthquake.
Is that Charlton Heston? I think we're done using the jet.
Yes. No, the effects are pretty good for its time.
You know, you figure, well, again, with any cop chase, let him run out of fuel, maybe, you
yeah.
know.
I like that shot.
Oh,
with
yeah.
the planes going over his glasses.
Cookie, you're hit. Let's see where that plane lands. Watch the plane land on a school or
I was
something.
gonna say, where does it go?
Yeah, we didn't want to get into that.
How did there was a police cruiser on the roof? How the hell did that happen?
Well, they also had like little fire trucks too.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, I guess it's a garage. You can park, like a parking garage type of situation.
Now this has a mounted gun on it. I guess that can get through the glass because he shoots him through the glass.
Because it must be military grade.
Right. Now is that the other pilot bailing? Because they never really show you what happens to the other F-16 unless
The other one's fine. It went back to the base.
Yeah,
yeah, that's the first guy.
Yeah,
the guy who just. But again, I wish they would have shown you what happened to that plane.
Yeah.
Oh look, a bus full of nuns.
Oh, he doesn't care. He'll kill every innocent bystander just to get to Murphy.
Unless his bullet.
Yeah. See, now he's going
hits
to
the
shoot
little
him.
window side thing. See, that's it.
I took out the.
He took out the ability to move the gun.
Right, but it still works.
It's still a functioning gun. And again, they don't explain how. I guess he said better rounds, better caliber of bullets. I don't know.
Tougher. See, what Malcolm McDowell doesn't realize is that he's already screwed because they got the tape to the television station. But at this point, all he wants to do is kill him.
But that's the thing. At this point, he's the typical bad guy where he doesn't care about what's going to happen.
And here we see their history.
Right.
All he wants to do now is just kill him.
Which is what he wanted to do the first time he saw him. Oh, I know you. I want to kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is very Nixon-ish, parallax
view,
that kind of
all
stuff.
All the president's men.
Yeah,
government is evil. Government is bad.
Well, again, they're not very specific.
Yeah,
There's a fine line between contractor / corporate
agent. Cochran is ex-military. They never say.
They're all ex-military people. They're using military resources.
Right. So there's like this plausible deniability that the government can have.
I mean, you could kind of categorize it into that genre, the conspiracy theory genre.
Yep. You see how low they're flying. I mean,
and they're going right through the buildings.
I love it.
I don't think you're allowed to do that anymore.
Well, I mean, they must have. I'm sure they got special permission, but I mean, this is.
They got to clear the streets to do that.
Right. You've never seen.
Look, there's still
this
traffic.
kind of footage. Yeah.
Unless it's part of their own traffic.
Right. They probably did this at like 5:30 in the morning.
Well, it's California, so the daytime lasts a lot longer, I'm sure.
Imagine being the cameraman, being strapped in.
Look out for that building. Ow, ow, ow. Quit it.
You got to assume that everybody's evacuated by now.
Ooh, look at the cops.
Yeah, you got guys down there.
Crowd control, traffic control. It's a pretty good rear projection. The daytime stuff looks pretty good.
Well, I know that's not rear projection. That's he's
you're
got
right.
the other
you have
pilot.
the guys right next to him.
Yeah.
Isn't this the old factory from was it
RoboCop?
For Your Eyes Only?
Oh, I was going to say it looks like RoboCop. I love Malcolm.
Look, that's the
McDowell.
thing. The chimney.
Yeah,
Where they dumped
Blofeld.
Blofeld in. Could be.
It's funny. I met Malcolm McDowell at a convention once, and because of these characters he plays, you expect him to be a bastard or this intimidating British guy. He couldn't be nicer. He couldn't be any more the antithesis of the characters he plays.
He had a little resurgence when he was doing Heroes.
Oh yeah. Here we go with the looping.
This is the thing you set up earlier in the movie to see if he
Yeah.
could do it. I can't do it.
Now, what are they doing here? Are they turning the camera around?
Yeah, it's either the camera or a model. Most likely the camera.
Yeah. I love it.
He's got to turn around. He can't do it.
He just did it. And he's right under his belly.
There's your model.
Just kill him a little more.
Catchphrase. That's how we kill the bad guy with the catchphrase.
And it's dark already.
Oh, shift's about to start. You better clean the blood off the windshield and get ready. Oh, I forgot about this.
Yep. You know, I love this movie. I really do. But it's funny watching it now with a bit more of a critical eye. It just kind of falls apart. Why they would let this guy anywhere near Blue Thunder? You know, he's a little bit on the crazy side. You know,
But is it kind of like they don't have a say because it's a government thing and they have to give it to a city for a night?
Right.
They really shouldn't. They're not allowed to influence the decision. So they want to completely. But again, who picked them in the first place?
And is it just bad luck that Murphy gets chosen?
Right.
Is he the best of the best?
No, I
You know?
think it's supposed to be a complete goof.
Yeah. He must have had 10 cameras on this.
This is a little trick, a little cheating they do, make you think that he didn't make it.
But look at how many angles they get this from.
Oh, of course. Because now this has to be a miniature. I don't think they would risk.
You don't think so?
A train hitting something. Oh,
I don't know,
that's
but
pretty
look,
good.
he's in the shot.
That's pretty good.
I'd have to listen. I think Badham does a commentary on this. I think they.
Yeah, you might be right.
Because look at the coverage. they got
Obviously,
on
it
that.
must be like a plywood
Yeah.
helicopter or something. Yeah, you could tell. Look at the edges. Everything's white. Because you can't risk derailing a train.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? There's your epilogue, I guess.
Yes. Well, here they're just letting you know that Murphy gets out of it okay. It's funny. That's what they call L.A. They call it the Southland. When you go to L.A. and you watch news broadcasts, like if they do the weather, the weather in the Southland today is blah, blah, blah.
Well, I remember there was a TV show called Southland.
Yeah, but it's just interesting how they call it that.
Very, again, very 70s ending montage-y type of like... This is weird because the credits are usually the beginning.
Right. And I don't think the credits in this are very, very long.
Because this is like the beginning type of credit. Well, this is a whole thing where some directors, like even Lucas, got in trouble for not putting full-blown credits at the beginning, and then they kind of eased up on the rules. And I guess this is somebody who's kind of doing the similar thing.
Well, I like it
Go
when they
straight
just
to
go
the movie.
straight into the movie.
Right.
Do the credits afterwards. And these are the credits, then they're going to roll
The real credits.
Yeah.
Back to the Devo music.
Yeah. I think this is one of Scheider's best films. And the film, I think he did after Blue Thunder, he did 2010.
Oh yeah.
Which is also a film I enjoy very much. But
that's a pretty good film.
It's pretty good. I mean, it's good sci-fi. And then I think he did 52 Pickup, or before 52 Pickup, he did something called The Men's Club, which was supposed to be a big movie with a lot of big actors, and it was a bomb. Then he did 52 Pickup, and then that's when he sort of that was his downward slide. He did a couple of movies. Then he would do a couple of movies like as a fourth or fifth actor, like he was in The Russia House with Sean Connery. Or he was in Naked Lunch.
Right, he wouldn't be the lead anymore.
Oh, no, he would not be the lead, no.
A co-star type deal.
But he did a movie that I thought was actually very interesting. It's not a great movie, but it's called Cohen and Tate with Adam Baldwin from Firefly.
Oh, wow.
Where they play, it's like assassins, like with Stallone and Banderas. It's like the young assassin and the old assassin working on a job together. And he did some things that were interesting, but there was all low budget, no studio. It was just, I could just never understand what happened to him, because everybody, no one, his reputation as an actor was always good. He never was a dick to his co-stars.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times you hear stories where somebody, they either have a drug problem or a drinking problem.
No, there was none of that.
Or some scandal or something, but he just kind of faded away.
I mean, he always got work. It's not that he just, fell off the map, but, he had a good run and then it just ended.
It almost seems like his roles, they just weren't there. The Roy Scheider type of role.
Maybe.
It just changed. Different trends, different styles, different. The new batch of young actors pick up all they pick all this stuff up.
Yeah.
Now, this would definitely be a movie that would not surprise me one bit whatsoever. That somebody would want to remake, especially nowadays. They remake everything under the sun.
This movie's almost 30 years old now.
The only problem nowadays is that when it comes to new technology, there's just nothing that could surprise you anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, what can you possibly... I mean, even this is pushing it a little bit. The fact that, like we said before, it's not super sci-fi.
Right.
But it's just enough to make it a little bit sci-fi. But nowadays, I mean, where do you go with this? A tricked out helicopter? It's like, okay, you could do that, but...
But how tricked out would it be? I mean, what its capabilities would have to be unbelievable. This guy here, this copter could do just about anything in 1983. What could you do now?
What more do you want it to do?
I mean, lasers. I mean, it gets ridiculous.
That's the problem.
Then
you're dealing with Airwolf and Blue Thunder, the TV show, probably, where it gets completely out of control.
Right.
But again, I think I saw this on video, and it's one of these movies. It's almost like a lot of these movies we review. It's almost like comfort food.
Oh yeah,
they're not exactly the best of the best, but they're comfortable movies to watch.
Absolutely.
And an actor like Roy Scheider, he's what you're getting,
right?
And it's enjoyable.
Absolutely
it goes through. It goes through easy.
Yes. Goes down easy, comes out easy. I agree. I've seen Blue Thunder multiple times. It's a movie I always return to, and it's a movie that it's not gonna like hurt your brain. You know, it's just it's entertaining. It has a little bit of a moral to it, and it has likable actors in it.
But it's mainly the action that you really keeps it going.
Yeah.
The government conspiracy underbelly of the movie, it's really not there in your face, like waving a flag at you.
Right.
But it's basically you have a likable actors and a nice little action story, and that's what you get.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think they're setting out to change the world by making a movie like this.
Right.
It's just entertaining. And like I said, it would not surprise me one bit because every time you turn around, they're remaking something else. And sooner or later, they're going to somehow dip into this.
And it's the 80s. They're really going after the 80s.
Yeah, the 80s.
Let's not be shocked.
All right. Well, I have a feeling we're going to, sooner or later, going to be doing some more Roy Scheider films. And on behalf of Steve Avona and myself, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us today. And we look forward to seeing you guys, or more like listening to us, next time when we do some more commentaries or regular shows here on Geekfest Rants. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Stop.